Hello everyone, welcome back again. This is Jesse, and then in today's tutorial I'll be learning about more on plotting, but we'll be learning about how to plot with a package called Winston. So Julia comes with several packages that you can use to plot. One of them is Winston. Winston is a two-dimensional plotting. So to do that, first of all, you have to add that package is Pkg.add, and then go with Winston, right? And then you add it. I've already added the package, so I'll just go straight away, and then you have access to it using using Winston, so you can have access to it. So now you can plot your graph. So let's see what you want to plot. Let's say we have something, example, random value like 30, and then you want to plot this values. You're going to create two, and then another one is a random, it's another 30. You want to plot this x against y. To do that, just go with plot, and then go s and then y. So it's just going to plot it perfectly for us. One nice thing about Winston is that Winston comes with its own package or its own tool to be able to display your plotting, unlike Gatfly that you have to use the default browser, or if you are using the Juno to plot it by it. It's going to have its own display, which is a figure one, this figure stuff. So it's going to open it perfectly for us, just as we have plotted. Okay, so that has plotted for us. One is our y-axis and our x-axis. So that's one of the ways you can do it. Also, you can plot. Yes, more things you can also do with this. You can add label to it. So if I want to add a label, it's going to be like xlabel, and then I'll go with, let's say, weight. I'm plotting weight, and then the next one is going to be my ylabel. ylabel, right? And it's going to be like, let's say, height. So if I do with this, it's going to plot it for us. You can even add another one of title, which is the title of it. So let's say it's going to be BMI, although the formula is not correct anyway. Okay, so it's going to plot it perfectly for us. So that it has plotted as height, and weight, and then the BMI. So that's one of the things you can also do with this plot stuff. So let's see how we can, some of the other things we can also do with Winston. We can also do two-dimensional plots for histograms, and then let's see how it is done. So using Winston, okay, so using Winston, just plot something different. Let's see the two-dimensional. So they say we have something like this. So the same thing, random 20, right? And then y is equal to random, let's say another one like 20, right? So we are plotting this one, we're plotting these ones together. So one of the ways to plot it is to use plothist. Plothist is going to plot them as two-dimensional. So let's do the first two-dimensional one, plothist td. And then one thing you should notice that when you are plotting two-dimensional, your data is also supposed to be two-dimensional. So it's going to be x and then y, not x, y. Then when you do it like this, it's going to give you an error. That's going to be one-dimensional. So, right? So something like this, and then it's going to plot it for us. Hope it's correct. I think it's going to be correct. Okay, so it will open it for us and then plot it perfectly for us. Junk. Sorry for the error. Okay, so it has opened it because some of the packages and the codes are deprecated. That's why it's giving us all these errors. So that has plotted perfectly for us, which is very nice plotting. So this same thing that we plotted can also even plot for only histogram. So you can just use only the x, and it's going to still open for us something different. So that has plotted for us a histogram, which is very nice, which is quite nice, and it's only one histogram. Okay, so that's one of the things you can also do. You can also name it just like a normal one by putting your titles beside it, like the xlabel and then the title. Okay, so let's check some other things you can also do. You can also do scatter plot. So for the scatter too, you can also use the same values. And one thing about the scatter is that it also takes 3 arguments. It can take 2 arguments to work, but the third argument is the style. So the style can be asterisk or it can be plus. So when I put asterisk, it's going to plot it for us, the scatter plot, and it's going to give it in the format of a star has finished. So that has plotted with this style of the asterisk. Also, you can also use the same thing for plus, and then it's going to plot it as plus for us. Still loading. Oh, I repeated it. So that has plotted as plus for us. So that's one of the things you can also do with the scatter plot. There are several plots you can also do. So apart from the histograms, you can also do time plots, you can also do stem plots, and then several of the plots. Okay, so if you want to save the plot that you made, this plot that you made, if you want to save it, you can use, there's a format of saving it in Winston. Go with save, right? And then you go with figure. So you're going to save this figure, so that is called figure. So save figure, and then the name of it that you want to save. So let me change it to a different subdirectory so that you use stop Julia tweets, right? So let's save the plot we had. So save fake and then the name. So the format can be PDF, it can be SVG, and several of the formats. So let's make it like our scatter plot, right? .svg. So if you go with this, it's going to save it in a format of SVG. So if I go and I read here, it's going to open it perfectly for us. It's going to show us that we have this one called scatter plot SVG. So if I go and I open it, so I have this scatter plot here, and then it's going to open for us as a scatter plot, which is quite nice. So that is an SVG. You can also save it as a PDF. So let's see how to do that. To save it as a PDF, you can make it like, let's create something nicer. Let's create something nice, plothist 2D, right? And then we're going to create S and then Y, and then let's say something like this. Oh, I made a mistake. I made it one dimensional. So it's going to plot it for us. This. So if I want to save this, I'll just go with this SVG figure, like save. Then I'll go with, let's say 2D plot 2D.pdf. It's going to save it in the format of a PDF for us, and then it is going to save it. So it has finished. So if I check it, I had plot 2D, which is very nice. So you can label it and do all of this. So you can use it for your presentations. That's one nice thing about the package Winston. Okay, so we learned about scatter, we learned about plots, and then several of the functionalities of it. So thank you for watching. If you have any question or contribution, you can put it inside the question section so that everybody can benefit. And thanks again for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. Stay blessed.